Yes, honey?
You had me stuck in there. I could not get out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I like busted my butt. Yeah, I have another battery if you need one.
Yeah, no, I've got 2 of these, and this is actually, I started today on 3 dots, and I'm still on 3 dots.
Yeah.
So it's got plenty of juice to run this camera.
I had one like that, and it lasted forever. It was like my gift from work for 5 years.
Oh, they bought you a battery pack.
Battery pack. That was the only thing I could find on worse than it for anything. It didn't have the TVA logo on it. Tennessee Valley Authority.
We used to have this little book.
I used to work for a chainsaw.
They're getting serious, ain't they? They're getting serious.
So what? You have
Welcome to part 3 of our last ride of the 900 series. When we last left off, we were at the top of, actually at the bottom of Devil's Elbow after climbing it mostly successfully and then coming back down. Following Rob and Stacy with Brian following up behind us, we made our way down to Trail 16, arriving in at the end of it, the top side of it. And we decided to swing around and try to make a climb. There was other folks climbing it. Most everybody was doing pretty good. Didn't really seem to be having too much trouble with it. So shoot, I want to do it. I built this big old machine on 35's and portals, and should be able to just go up there and walk right up the top of that hill. But naturally, as luck would have it, with everybody watching, that wasn't the case, unfortunately. We'll talk about that here again in a few minutes. to say I was disappointed in that performance would be a little bit of an understatement. Yes, it was wet, and I was having diff issues, but I mean, to be perfectly honest, I really expected to just point this thing at that rock ledge in any direction, any angle, and just have it walk straight up. But as you can see, that wasn't the case. I guess we still got to pick our lines carefully, and if you have full-time four-wheel drive, then that'll be a help as well. But anyway, it still had its moment to shine today, and that'll be coming up in a little bit. You'll see. Where you want to get in at?
It don't matter. I'll cross over. Still was a popping.
Yeah, that front diff, man.
You gotta figure out how to get fixed.
Yep. It's been going on for more than 2 years now. I'm really tired of it.
When we get out of the screw, I would like to go potty.
Okay. I'm going to take a moment to touch on what I think was the contributing factor on the seeming lack of performance this machine had on this ride. Someone mentioned it in a comment on the last video. But having some seat time in the General now, with the same setup, same tires, same 4-inch portals, and the two machines are very similar. They're pretty close to the same length. The General's got a little bit more width on it. Weight's about the same. The height is about the same. They're very similar except for the body, and the General's got, with the tune, maybe like another 40 horsepower or something like that. But I think what the contributing factors are is, number one, on my General I'm now running these tires at 10 pounds in the back and 8 pounds in the front. On this ride, on the 900, I had them pumped up to the manufacturer's recommendations, Polaris's manufacturers, which is 20 in the back and 18 in the front. Now, my Dirt Commanders, airing them down didn't really seem to matter one bit, but on these K9s, it does matter. I can confirm that airing them down will matter quite a bit. Another difference is on this ride, these things were brand new. They didn't have a scuff or a scrape or anything on them, and the flat outer surface of the lugs was actually kind of smooth and slick. But I've noticed now in the General that after having put some trail miles on it, the lugs have gotten scuffed up. They're kind of rough. They feel more like shark skin than they do just like slick plastic or something, or slick rubber. But they have a lot more grip now that they got the new worn off of them, so to speak. And obviously the front diff ratcheting on that one side and the front left not pulling when it gets under any kind of load is not helping the case any. But I think that's one other thing would be all this new hardware on this machine. I didn't really know. It looked, these portals and these tires and all just made it look so much larger, and I didn't know what kind of torque all that hardware down there could take before things beginning to twist or get in a bind. But now I know better. Now, after having some seat time in the General, like I said, I know without a doubt that I could have given it everything I could have given it, and it wouldn't have mattered at all. It would have held up. So that's not really going to be a factor. But anyway, like I said in the last little clip, let's just see what happens from here on out. Now this was a pretty unusual situation we rolled up on here. It's hard to see from the video, and even from where I was sitting it was difficult to see, but I'd estimate there was at least about 20 or so machines just all parked up on the trail with everybody out at their machines, all standing in little groups. There was vehicles of every shape and size and manufacturer and CCs that you could think of down through that little section of 16, which would be considered near the beginning of it if you're coming at it from the normal end. But what happened was some heavy rains had washed that little hillside right there out and exposed some serious rock. It wasn't that it was a massive step, but it was pretty steep and off camber and wet. It actually had water running down it, and it was quite a challenge, as you'll see here.
Why can't they help them? If he's broken, why don't they help him?
I don't know.
There's that person there. Are you gonna push him out of the way? Or are you gonna try to go around them?
Well, by now we were finally close enough to get a good look at what was going on. It had probably been a good 30-45 minutes, maybe a little bit more by now. But what was happening is that rock ledge up there was pretty steep, and like I said, it was really wet. And every single machine in that whole line of machines on this trail had gone up there and made a go at that rock. Nobody made it. Some of them didn't even try it. Some of them just pulled the front tires up on it. And somebody had a strap around a tree up there that they were using to winch every single vehicle up that approached that rock. And nobody made it. And they were actually, it was a little dangerous because when they hooked the winch strap up and were pulling themselves up the ledge, you know, you to give the machine a little gas to help out the winch, get the tire spinning. But because it was so wet and it was off camber, they were actually in danger of sliding to the left and coming off that rock and rolling right on down that hillside that you see right there. Well, let's let these other two get up there and we can get a little closer and have a good look at it. Ain't none of them had any traction up there. Look at that one just spinning, just trying to get up the damn hill, and it don't look that steep.
I think he's out of his vehicle.
I guess it's pretty wet. I see running water coming from my unsafety machine heading this way.
That may not be water. Juicy up there. Happy. This is a slick hill, ain't it?
Yeah. It wasn't that bad a month ago. I took a little Cherokee up it.
What's the best path you think?
What?
I said, I don't know if you can tell or not, but what's the best way to go at it?
I don't know. Half of them go left, half of them go right.
Yeah.
Still can't figure it out yet. It's half go left and half of them go right. Oh, really?
Ain't none of them even thought about making it.
Like you just climb up
You're gonna make a choice when you get up there and have a look at it. Just
They need to have that strap over here though.
Yeah.
Once you pull the front end off the ground, lose the traction.
Right.
Maybe they pulling down.
seems like that tree over there. You may be able to go right over it, Jason. To be honest.
I've been thinking that all day. I ain't done it yet.
He's taking the bridge away.
He sure did. He took his damn strap, didn't he? Fucker.
Yeah, they have to go pull them in the front.
You could let that strap up there for us.
That's what I was thinking.
What did he say?
He said he should have left that strap for a few more minutes. You can't figure out what to do, so like, screw it, I'll just stay here.
You think that's a big old drop off right there?
Yeah, it must be a big hole. I was wondering the same thing. Nobody wants to tilt toward that drop off. It's just so wet and muddy, it's just so slick. Can't get on it. Can't get the tractions. Burn the belt.
You need to go walk it?
No.
Which side do you think you're gonna go?
To the right.
You might have the clearance to go that road.
I probably do, but it's everybody that gets up on there, all they do is just slide. It's so slick and muddy, there's no traction.
It's just sliding across.
Yeah. It needs to stop giving it gas and let the winch do the work so he quit sliding. You want to take a look at it? Tell me what you think. I think the right side from here, but you know. And unfortunately, I think we're going to have to leave it here. This video is already pushing past 20 minutes, and if I show the footage from me and Rob and Brian climbing up this, it's going to be quite a bit longer than 20 minutes. So keep an eye out for part 4, and yeah, let's see what happens.